Right now, somewhere in your city, a person pulling in $10,000 a month is lying awake at 3 in the morning staring at a bank balance. That looks no different from someone earning minimum wage, same anxiety, same empty savings account, same quiet panic when the credit card statement arrives. And you probably think that could never be you, because you believe the one lie that keeps almost everyone trapped: earn more and the problem solves itself. It doesn't, it never has. Look at the people who actually escaped. Warren Buffett still sits in a house he bought for $31,500. Elon Musk ditched his mansions for a prefab box, smaller than most people's living rooms. You look at that and think they're eccentric, stingy maybe, but flip the lens. What if they're not depriving themselves? What if they simply stopped obeying the same spending script that you follow without questioning it? Your income is not your problem. $1 million a month would not save you. The leak is not in what you earn. It's in 8 specific places where your money quietly disappears before it ever has a chance to work for you. 8 ordinary, socially acceptable habits that feel completely normal. And that's exactly what makes them so dangerous. They hide in plain sight, dressed up as comfort, status, convenience, things you think you deserve. Add it all up, you're bleeding somewhere around $30,000 to $40,000 a year. That money doesn't work while you sleep. It doesn't compound. It just vanishes, and you wake up wondering why a 6-figure income still feels like you're running on a hamster wheel. Now flip the numbers. That $2,000 a month you'd save on a smaller home parked in an index fund averaging 10% annually grows to over $400,000 in 10 years. The $8,000 you didn't lose to car depreciation, reinvested year after year, quietly stacks into a small fortune on its own. Even that $1,200 from skipping the phone upgrade compounds into something real when you give it enough runway. This isn't opinion, it's arithmetic. And arithmetic doesn't care about your feelings, your image, or what your neighbors think of your driveway. Every single dollar you redirect from depreciation and vanity into something that multiplies is a dollar that starts working a shift you never have to clock in for. The wealthy let other people absorb the depreciation hits, the brand markups, the square footage they will never use. And that gap between what looks rich and what builds rich is exactly where your future gets decided. So before you swipe that card again, ask yourself one thing. Is this purchase making me wealthier or just making me look like I am? Because the answer to that question changes everything about what comes next. Every single dollar you hand over has a destination, and that destination is someone else's asset column. That $5 coffee you grab every morning doesn't just vanish. It lands in the revenue line of a franchise owner who probably drinks instant at home. That spontaneous concert ticket, that last-minute weekend flight, that VIP bar tab you split with friends you barely remember the next day. Every one of those transactions is a tiny wire transfer from your future into somebody else's portfolio. This is the part that stings: the person selling you the get-rich-quick seminar for $2,000 already got rich. Not from real estate flips, not from crypto, from you. From the 300 people in that hotel ballroom, who each paid to hear a pitch dressed up as a secret. Now zoom out. The wealthy don't avoid fun because they're miserable. They avoid being on the wrong side of the transaction. They set a hard number for entertainment and they don't flinch past it. They book trips months ahead when prices are low, not the night before when desperation pricing kicks in. They read books by proven investors for $15. Instead of paying $1,500 for a weekend workshop, run by someone whose only successful business is selling workshops. $5 a day on coffee is over $1,800 a year. If it sits in an index fund for 20 years, you aren't just losing coffee money, you're losing the future asset. So the question you need to sit with is simple. On which side of this equation are you standing right now? And what is one expense you could redirect this week to start crossing over? So now you know where the money vanishes, you've seen the layers. But knowing is the part that keeps you comfortable on the couch. Doing something about it is where most people tap out. And that's exactly why they stay broke year after year after year. Here's what I want you to do, and I'm warning you. It sounds almost insultingly simple. Every single Sunday night before you go to bed, open your bank app and screenshot every transaction from the past 7 days. Every coffee, every delivery order, every random thing you tossed into your cart, because it was on sale. Lay them all out on your screen like a crime scene photo. Don't add them up yet, just look. Sit with it for 2 full minutes, that's the whole move. No budgeting spreadsheet, no fancy app with color-coded categories. No 12-step financial overhaul. Just you, your phone, and the ugly truth staring back at you once a week. Here's why this works when everything else fails. The moment you force yourself to visually confront where your money went, your brain starts flagging purchases before they happen. You'll be standing in line holding some novelty gadget, or hovering over a delivery checkout, and a voice in your head will whisper, "This is going on the screenshot." That tiny flash of awareness is enough to make you put it back. Not every time, but enough times that the numbers start shifting within weeks, not months. Wealth isn't built in moments of inspiration. It's built in the minutes nobody wants to talk about. So try it, this Sunday, 1 screenshot session. 2 minutes of honest looking. Then come back here and tell me what you found. Drop your number in the comments. The total you spent this week on things you didn't actually need. Be honest, that number is going to hit different when you see it written out for everyone else to read. Because once you start seeing your money clearly, something shifts that no amount of advice can trigger on its own. You might do all of this and still feel broke 6 months from now. That isn't failure, that is the buffer zone. The gap between stopping the bleeding and actually watching the wound close. Most people quit right inside that gap, because they expected a miracle and got silence instead. That tiny surplus is your exit ticket, not from poverty overnight, but from the cycle of watching every paycheck dissolve before the month ends. You get to choose what that surplus becomes: a small index fund purchase, an emergency cushion so one flat tire doesn't send you spiraling, seed money for something you've been thinking about for years, but never had the margin to try. And here's the part that compounds without you noticing. Once you've held on to money you used to lose, your brain rewires. The temptation fades not because you're disciplined, but because you've tasted what it feels like to have options. Options are addictive in the best possible way. You can walk away from everything I said today, that is your right, and I mean it. But if even one of these 8 cuts sticks, you've already separated yourself from the version of you that watched money disappear and just accepted it.